Hey guys, welcome back. It's Bug with Mediocre Arts and Crafts. Today we are celebrating National Scrapbook Day, and I'm going to celebrate by embellishing a pre-made scrapbook album. This particular album is by 49 and Market, and it is 8.5 by 6.5 by 2. The version that I have here is black, but I am using the white version of the album to do my project today. But if you're interested in either, I'm going to put some links down below if you want to check those out. Now, if you're interested in building an album from scratch, I'm going to go ahead and list a playlist up here in the right-hand corner, and you can check that out if you're interested in doing something like that. If you like any part of this video, and especially this paper pack, I would greatly appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. This pack is called Beach Party. It is by Carta Bella and my favorite designer, Stephen Duncan. If you're interested in a full flip through of this paper pack, I have one that I will link up here. And I will also link it in the description box below so that you can check it out after you watch this one. So we're going to start out by covering the front cover and back cover of our book. And in order to do that, we want to cut 2 pieces of cardstock that are 8 1/4 by 6 1/4. Now, when you're looking through your paper pack and deciding on what paper you want to use for this, remember your orientation. So we are going to add this in landscape fashion. This one probably could go in any direction with the beach balls, but some of the pages within this album are orientation specific. So you want to watch that not only as you make your cuts, but as you glue them down as well. So again, this is 8 1/4 by 6 1/4, and we need one for the front and one for the back, so that's a total of 2. So I went ahead and just put this down. At the very end of this video, I'll go ahead and decorate the cover. I just left it. I'm going to put some stickers on the cover, and I didn't want them to get too scuffed up, so I'm waiting until the end. But this is the one that I chose for the back. It's got a lot of sentiments, words, and stuff, and the popsicles go on the spine. And the spine piece is 1 3/4 by 6 inches, and that measurement is just down a little further on the paper. So we have 3 pages in this book, and the 3 pages are fold-out pages. So folds out once, and then this part that folds up is something that I added. And so I'm adding that to each of the 3 pages, so we're going to do that now. We're going to glue that across the top. And so for the fold-out pages, if you're doing this entire album this way, you would cut 3 pages that are 8 by 6 3/4. And then you are going to score at 1/2 inch. So you see I have that 1/2 inch folded over there, and I'm going to just lay that across the top of this paper and then fold it down to kind of get it even across the top. So of course that page is 8 by 6 3/4, and then when you score at 1/2 inch, it is 8 by 6 1/4. So there's my 1/2 inch. So if you want to add this extra flap to each of the existing 3 pages, you will need 18 pages that are 6 by 8. Now, you'll see on the sheet I wrote 16 rather than 18. I ended up using scraps for a couple of the pieces on page 2 and 3. But for page 1, we're going to use full sheets. and those are 6 inches by 8 inches. And again, this is a situation where you're going to look at your page and make sure that you are paying attention to the orientation, just depending on what your paper looks like. Of course, with double-sided paper, sometimes it takes a minute to kind of decide whether you want to use the front or the back and where you want to place each page. I kind of want to stagger the different images and colors and things like that. So I took a minute to decide what I was going to have facing out. And then for me, it was easiest to remember by just laying the cardstock on top of the page the way I wanted it to be glued down. So it might not make sense as I'm kind of laying things out here, but I know in my head that the part that is touching the white cardstock page will be the part that is glued down. And that just kind of works in my head. If you need to put Post-its and make little notes, I do that a lot in different albums. So whatever helps you remember what you want to go where. And for these pages, I do have 6 by 8 written on the sheet there, but a couple of them, the two that end up going on the front and back of the flap that we just glued in, those we're going to take about 1/8 of an inch off of, just so that they can get that little mat. And while I play with these a little bit, you'll see on the right-hand side there, that is what I consider the front of page 2. The front of page 1, you will want to do last. If you are following along, I'm just going to glue these pieces in first and do the front of the page last. So the only reason being I do, do a little bit of cutting and layering on the front of each of the 3 existing pages. So I am going to speed it up just a little bit here. Just remember that for this page, the front and back of this flap, I slice about 1/8 of an inch off and glue those down before I glue those down. Okay, so for the front of each of our 3 existing pages, I created a pocket that goes along the left-hand side. So that pocket is a piece of cardstock that measures 7 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then you'll see that I scored 1/2 inch on both of the sides to create my kind of gusset pocket. I went ahead and mitered the corners off screen. And then I just glue that down, making sure that I don't jam it all the way into the fold and that I give it like a 1/16 of an inch between the end of the cardstock and the spine, just to make it easier to to open and close my book and fold my page. And you can see that on the left-hand side there, that is just the inside cover. And I put a piece of paper that is like a few inches long there just to make an extra pocket. And I did a similar one on the back cover, or the inside back cover. So there you see that I have it just a little bit off from the fold there. So here I have one of my 6 by 8 inch pages, and I decided to slice this one instead of using the whole sheet underneath this pocket. So I sliced a chunk off. I'm not really sure what the measurement was, but maybe we can see when I cut. Oh, no, maybe? Oh, I'm just eyeing it at the bottom. And I say, I'm going to cut right there, and then that's where I cut. So I do that sometimes, just eyeball it. Looks about 3¼ inches though. Wait, 4¼ inches? Yeah, something like that. So instead of using the other portion of the same sheet, I went to my pile of scraps, which are pretty large, so not really scrappy. And I cut a mat for our pocket, which is 3¼ by 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and add one of the cut-aparts on top of it. This paper pack happens to have some 2-inch by 6-inch cut-aparts, so that's what I'm using here. So I somehow also missed filming some washi tape that I put in here, but y'all know how to use washi tape. So you'll see in the next scene in the flip through that I have some washi kind of also on top of the pocket and next to the mat. So here we are. Now the book is not completely covered yet. Like I said, I'm going to cover the cover at the very end. But here you'll see my pocket and the washi tape. And so this is a pocket as well, like I said. And then I have a pocket there. And then as you open up this page, I added a cut apart in the corner there. And I must have missed filming that as well. But so in these little mats here, I put some cut aparts or some of the cardstock on white paper, And usually I would put maybe like the place photo here stamp on them, but I decided that these could be used for either journaling or notes or putting photos on. So I didn't place this place here stamp on them. And so here's page number 3. And this is the last one with the beach balls on it and those little turtles that I love so much. And you can see that I have another fold out and another cut apart in the corner, and then I have another mat, journal card or photo mat. And I'm not sure I remember what's on the back side of that one, but there it is, more turtles. So that's the book all decorated except for the front cover. For the front cover, you know I love my circle punch. I think it's like 3.5 inches. And I have the stickers, and there's this giant sticker that says Sun and Fun. And I thought this bright yellow cardstock could be a sun. Punched that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the long sticker that's on the sticker sheet, which is a water pattern, and lay that across the bottom. I originally thought that I was going to have the sticker to the right, but then I decided that I wanted to put a couple of the animals here. And they're both facing left, so I wanted to have them in this orientation. So I moved the Sun and Fun sticker over and laid those guys down. And then these always look like postcards to me, and they had these little stamp stickers, and I think that one says just chillin'. And then it's done. I want to thank each of you for watching another one of my videos. I hope this demonstrated how easy it can be to buy a pre-made album and just chop up your favorite paper pack and get to gluing and have something spectacular to share with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, safety first.